What up YouTube, welcome back to Alliance Conquest. This match we are facing off against GLA. This is probably our closest matchup of the season in terms of power, although we bring in a lot more castles than them, so obviously we've got a big advantage there. We are also the slightly larger alliance. I think we're around 45 billion to their 40 billion, but they are more top heavy. They've got 8 accounts over 1 billion while we have 1. And unfortunately they managed to win 3 of the 4 races in the opening buildings, so we're not off to the best of starts. Our first target is Tower of the Warrior. We decided that I would land first with potentially, because that was a cav player, so I would kill most of his cav and then I could speed home and be prepared to do a solo attack if it was necessary. I didn't mean to land quite as first as I actually did, but ultimately it didn't matter because they weren't particularly organised with getting reinforcements back in, so before my solo can speed in, they have already been kicked out by Stake. And while we were focused on that, the ports opened and we got 1 port each. So up next we decided we would rally our port, but unfortunately in the heat of the match, rather than looking at rally timings on Covya and the building on potentially, as I usually do, I did it in reverse. So all I recorded were the rally timings. But Covya managed to land last and he took over our port. But ultimately, because I was distracted with port, I was way too slow in getting into King's Landing. I don't know why I bothered wasting 75% speed ups on this, that was a total waste. But we did thankfully get the building anyway. Next up, from the reports that we'd received, I noticed that the guy holding enemy outposts didn't have particularly good stats, so I decided, you know what, I am just going to try and solo this. And 2 quick solos later, and the building was ours. Because they took a little bit too long with reinforcements. I believe that they were currently trying to rally Tower of the Warrior at this point, so they were somewhat distracted. Then a couple of minutes later, when the strongholds opened, we managed to grab both of them. From there, it was basically just time to spam them with solos until the mines opened. I completely missed the fact that the mines were opening in 5 seconds and sent a solo, so I wasn't even available to go for the mines. But fortunately, we managed to grab both of them as well. So we should pretty quickly be able to get to 80,000 points and then be able to disband. Although their largest player, who has tier 5 infantry, had some other ideas and did not want to let us just sit in these mines, and he hit it with a lot of strong solos. Fortunately, he was targeting the one closest to our base, so it was pretty easy to reinforce it, and then with just under 10 minutes left in the match, we get to 80k and we are able to disband all of the buildings. And from there, that is the end of the match. They get to 40,000 points for that point bonus. Don't quite manage to get to 60,000, mostly because there's a lot of points in our castles they didn't manage to get. But with that 3rd win, that is K0S's win bonus secured, and we're actually currently 58th in the whole Super League. I will just quickly flick through all the points here again, and let me know in the comments down below how your guys' AC season has gone so far. Thanks for watching.